Objective physical geology, multiple choice questions with answers. These are the collection from various previous years question papers, and I guess these are useful for various competitive exams like CSIR, NetGate, GSI and other competitive exams. Welcome to set 16. Coming to the first question. Thermal remnant magnetism is acquired when a mineral is cooled A. Above the Curie temperature, B. Below the Curie temperature, C. At the Curie temperature, and D. Randomly. Thermal remnant magnetism is acquired when a mineral is cooled above the Curie temperature. So, thermoremnant magnetism is also known as a TRM. It is the remnants which is acquired by a rock containing ferromagnetic substances, and when it is cooled from a temperature above its Curie temperature to a lower temperature in the presence of a magnetic field. So the correct option is A, above the Curie temperature. This was the question asked in UPSC Geologists 89. Next question. Isostatic compensation is attained at A. Moho, B. Asthenosphere, C. Stratosphere, D. Mesosphere. Isostatic compensation is attained at Moho. The isostatic Moho is computed using Airy model. The results shows that gravity Moho is in the agreement with the previous receiver function studies in the region. Based on the results on the gravity and isostatic Moho, estimation of the magnitude and orientation of the vertical stress in the rift and surrounding regions can be happened. So isostatic compensation is attained at Moho. A is the correct option. Next question. The correct sequence of the decreasing order of abundance of the given elements in the Earth's crust is. So what is the decreasing order of the elements in the Earth's crust? So A. Iron, oxygen, silicon, aluminium. B. Oxygen, silicon, aluminium, silicon, iron. C. Silicon, oxygen, iron, aluminium. D. Oxygen, silicon, aluminium, iron. So the correct sequence is, so the D is the correct option. So oxygen is the most abundant. Next is followed by silica, followed by aluminium and iron. So D is the correct option. Next question. Decay of K40 gives the daughter products A. Calcium 40, argon 40. B. K39, argon 40, C, K39, argon 39, D, calcium 40, K39. So the decay of potassium 40, it gives the daughter products calcium 40 and argon 40. Next question. Dating of quaternary rocks is done by using A, potassium argon method, B, rubidium strontium method, C, C12 by C14 and D, U38 by lead 207. So dating of the quaternary rocks is done by carbon dating. So radiocarbon dating, it's also referred as a carbon dating or C14 dating. It is a method for determining the age of an object containing organic matter by using the properties of radiocarbon. This is the radioactive isotope of carbon. C is the correct option. Next question. During the Precambrian times, the rate of production of radiogenic heat was almost 7 times as at present. So this was mainly attributed to A. K49, B. U239, C. Cosmic rays, D. Solar radiations. So during the Precambrian times, the radiocarbon the rate of production of the radiogenic heat, it was almost 7 times. This was mainly attributed to K49. So one of the most important processes of the heat generation from the Earth's interior is the radioactive decay of isotopes. So the main host of the major radiogenic elements, uranium, thorium and potassium in the Earth's crust are granitoids. So that's why this was mainly attributed to potassium, K49. A is the correct option. Next question. The crust at young orogenic mountain belts like Himalayas is A. As thick as the average thickness of the crust. B. Half the average thickness of the crust. C. Twice the average thickness of the crust. And D. 5 times the average thickness of the crust. The crust at young orogenic mountain belts like Himalayas is twice the average thickness of the crust. Next question. The volcanism found at the island arcs is A. Andesitic, B. Basaltic, C. Tholitic, D. Rhyolitic. The volcanism at the island arcs is andesitic. Andesites of both island arc and continental margin environments, they contain petrologic evidence of mantle and also the crustal mills. So andesitic volcanism, it appears to involve by the addition of the mantle derived basaltic magma to the crust and fractionation of the pre-existing crustal material. So the volcanism found at the island arcs is andesitic. A is the correct option. Next question. Sir Edward Bullard made an attempt to match the continental outlines with the help of a computer at a depth of A. 500 meters, B. 1000 meters, C. 2000 meters and D. 50 meters. So Bullard, he has made an attempt to match the continental outlines with the help of a computer at the depth of 2000 meters. C is the correct option. Next question. Which of the following denote the inclined zones along which the continents get subducted? A. Trenches, B. Benioff Jones, C. Island arcs, and D. Andesite line. So Benioff Jones, the term Benioff Zone, it is sometimes referred to as the seismic zone or a seismic plane, is a dipping planar or concentration of the earthquake hypocenters which extends up to 700 kilometers into the earth. B. Benioff Jones is the correct answer. Next question. Geosynclinal sedimentation involves A. Thick sedimentary sequences of deep water, B. Thick sedimentary sequences of shallow water, C. Thin sedimentary sequences of shallow water, and D. None of the above. Geosynclinal sedimentation, it involves thick sedimentary sequences of deep water. Geosyncline, it is nothing but a linear trough of subsidence of the Earth's crust within which vast amounts of the sediments accumulate. So that's why it is a thick sedimentary sequences of deep water. A is the correct option. Next question. Choose the correct order of the following glaciations. A. Riz, Worm, Mundal, Gunj. B. Mindal, Worm, Riz, Gunj. And C. Gunj, Riz, Mindal and Worm. D. Worm, Riz, Mindal and Gunj. So this is the sequence of the glaciation. So the correct answer is A. Riz, Worm, Mindal and Gunj. Next question. According to the paleontologic and paleomagnetic evidences, the Tatrad-Pinjar boundary is marked by A. Gas-Gilbert transition, B. Matiyama-Brunhes transition, C. Brunhes-Gas transition, and D. Top of the Brunhes. So according to the paleontologic and paleomagnetic evidence, the Tatrad-Pinjar boundary, it is marked by Matiyama-Brunhes transition. B is the correct option. Next question. The MORS, that is mid-oceanic ridges, it reveal a pattern for A. Volcanism, B. Ocean floor spreading, C. Seismicity, D. Subduction of lithosphere. The mid-oceanic ridges reveal a pattern for ocean floor spreading. A mid-oceanic ridge or MOR, it is a seafloor mountain system which is formed by plate tectonics. So it typically has a depth of about 2,600 meters and it rises about 2,000 meters above the deepest part of the ocean basin. And this feature is where the seafloor spreading takes place along a divergent plate boundary. So B is the correct option. Next question. According to plate tectonics theory, in about 100 million years, A. The African ocean open up and the African rift would form a new ocean. B. India would collide with Antarctica. C. Australia would split into micronutrients. And D. All of the above. So according to the plate tectonics theory, in about 100 million years, the African ocean open up and it has evolved in the form of a African rift. It would form a new ocean. A is the next question. The most important objection to the nebular hypothesis as propounded by Laplace is that, this was the question asked in civil services exam, A. It fails to explain the present day spacing among the planetary bodies, and B. It violates the present day distribution of the momentum in the chief members of the solar system, and C. It does not attempt to adduce an origin for the parent nebula, and D. It fails to explain the contraction process of the Earth. So the correct option is the most important objection to the nebular hypothesis which was proposed by Laplace is that it violates the present day distribution of momentum in the chief members of the solar system. B is the correct option. The Earth. Question. The defocus earthquakes are restricted practically to the, this was the question asked in civil services exam, A. Himalayan belt, B. Mediterranean alpine belt, C. Mid-oceanic ridge in the Atlantic, and D. Deep sea trenches of the Pacific. The defocus earthquakes are restricted practically to the deep sea trenches of the Pacific. The defocus earthquakes, they appear to be associated with mainly with the mountains and ocean trenches that surround the Pacific Ocean. For example, near the coast of South America or the coast of Japan. D is the correct option. Next question. Vesuvian type of volcanic eruption is particularly violent because A. Lava is not very mobile, and B. Lava is highly charged with gases, and C. Of growth of an obstructive dome near the crater, and D. Of high viscosity and delayed explosion. So Vesuvian type of volcanic eruption is particularly violent because of high viscosity and delayed explosion. In the Vesuvian eruption, as typified by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in Italy, great quantities of ash-laden gases are violently discharged to form cauliflower-shaped cloud high above the volcano. So that's why Vesuvian type of volcanic eruption is very violent due to high viscosity and of delayed explosion. D is the correct option. Next question. Which one of the following best explains the Phanerozoic orogenes? This was the question asked in Civil Service Exam 1998. A. Geosynclinal theory. B. Plate tectonics. C. Contraction theory. And D. Expansion hypothesis. So the correct theory which explains the Phanerozoic orogenes is plate tectonics. So this plate tectonics theory, it assumes that the globe is made up of rigid masses known as the plates. So plate is nothing but the crust and part of upper mantle. And this floats and moves along the convection current over the astrosphere. And the theory, it postulates that due to the convergent motion, the two continental plates collide and the orogeny occurs and mountain building takes place. Hope you have learned some important aspects of this set, and see you in the next video. Thank you for your time. Hope you can subscribe to this channel for more questions and more knowledge. Thank you.